Hello! Happy Autism Awareness Month. My name is Nasra, and my pronouns are they, them, and I am autistic and ADHD. Yeah! I am trying to share more about my story, especially as a Black autistic person and somebody that was socialized as a woman, even though I'm gender fluid and femme presenting. I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was 19 because I had a mental health crisis that had me drop out of grade 12. And my mom didn't want me to restart school without having a better understanding about what I was struggling with and why. If only the psychologist had doubled down and figured out that I am autistic as well, we probably might not have had the crash that we had a few years ago that led me to my autism diagnosis. I am self and community diagnosed. Other people that have gotten medical diagnoses have confirmed and affirmed that I too am on the spectrum. And that's good enough for me. There's a lot of reasons why people don't get formal diagnoses, and that does not mean that your understanding of yourself is any less valid. I came to my autism diagnosis by way of another diagnosis of functional neurologic disorder, which I want to talk a little bit more about in another video. But essentially, I lost ability to walk, talk, think, move my arms. I experience seizures and a host of other things. But when I got that diagnosis, I was really upset with my doctor telling me that I would just need to evaluate my stress in my life, and didn't give me a plan of rehabilitation or further investigation. It's not common as somebody that's read as a Black woman in the medical space to be dismissed and to not be taken, not have my very serious conditions taken seriously. My doctor just kept saying I was burnt out. And I was like, but what leads to this level of burnout where my brain is like on fire and stops sending signals to the rest of my body? What kind of fucking burnout is that? Because so I did what I have become accustomed to do ever since I was a child, and went and figured some shit out by myself with my spirit guides. I'm a spiritualist and a healer as well. And finding an indigenous and holistic understanding of what was happening to me was crucial. So also because learning about functional neurologic disorders led me to learning about my nervous system, and my nervous system has just been dysregulated and forever, and a lot of the remedies that came with with tending to my FND symptoms had a lot to do with nervous system regulation, and also my sensory sensitivities went through the roof when I crashed, and I learned just how sensitive I have always been, and how I've been kind of like forced to mask so many of those sensitivities to the point where they couldn't take it anymore, and they just stopped functioning, and my brain just stopped functioning, and everything just started to hurt. Little did I know everything always was hurting, and how when I don't move in alignment with my neurotype, I quite literally can't move at all. So I've only been able to be as regulated as I have been because I'm a creative person and because I'm a community oriented and earth-based being. My special interests have been saving my life, and I've only leaned into them further over the last 3 years, looking at my ukulele and singing and dancing and being with the earth and making making herbal medicines and talking to my spirit guides and working with energy and learning about the ancient practices of my lineage and of so many lineages around the world that have always made space for people like me, where we've been in fact revered for our sensitivities and in fact held sacred and protected through ritual and through social dynamics that acknowledge that we have a lot to give. I've been focusing on what I've always been focusing on, but now I understand those interests and those leanings and passions to be medicinal for me and to be what keeps me well and functioning, not just internally within my internal systems, but also in right relationship with the world. I love my brain, even though it can be really exhausted having to maneuver a lot of the things that capitalism and colonialism and racism have instilled in people and in structures around me. I have moved through housing insecurity and homelessness and just finding right environments that can hold all of me has been a challenge, but it's also been very rewarding when I am offered safety, true safety. I feel like I know what that is now, and I feel like I'll never ever stop, now that I have the language, ever stop advocating for that sense of safety, no matter how detail oriented it needs to be. I deserve that attention. My nervous system does, my brain does, my heart does, and I pray that in this Autism Awareness Month, you, even if you're not on the spectrum, learn a little bit more about yourself and the world around you so that we can all move through it together. Woo!